If you're hearing this, shut it off. We weren't supposed to hear it. It started as background noise, faint, repeating. Then it changed. We replied, but something answered. Now it won't stop. It's in my head. I've cut the uplink, sealed the lab, but I still hear it. The signal. It wasn't meant for us. I've been working the graveyard shift at Hartley Deep Space Array for 12 years now. It's a lonely job. Nights stretch out like oil slicks. Silence between signals is vast and oppressive. And when something does come through, it's almost worse. It started 3 nights ago. We caught a signal. Faint at first, rhythmic, pulsing, like it had a heart. Every few seconds, a low-frequency hum, then silence, then the hum again. I logged it like I always do, time-stamped, noted the coordinates. But something about it felt off. Like a cold breeze in a sealed room. The pattern wasn't random. It was structured. Almost too structured, almost linguistic. I ran it through the decoding protocols, ran it backwards, forwards, layered it into sonograms. Nothing, just that slow, repetitive beat. But the sound, it's stuck in my head. I keep hearing it, even after I left the building, even after I got home. The second night, it came back, stronger, clearer, louder. It wasn't just a hum anymore. There were voices layered under it, hundreds of them, no, thousands. Whispers overlapping, like a crowd trying to speak through a locked door. My monitors flickered. Equipment that hadn't worked in years suddenly came online. The air smelled of ozone like right before a lightning strike. Tried to isolate a single voice from the layers, ran it through every filter I had access to. And then I heard it. 1 sentence, 6 words, crystal clear, like it was whispered directly into my skull. We were not calling for you. I froze. My mouth went dry. I backed away from the console and just stared at the waveform, pulsing slowly like a heartbeat. Something in me wanted to delete it, erase all traces. But another part, the part that's always been curious, always been obsessed with the silence between stars, it wanted more. So I answered. I used the station's old backup transmitter, the one we're not technically supposed to touch. I recorded a simple message. This is Hartley Array. Received your signal. Please clarify your transmission. I felt stupid even saying it out loud. Like calling into a cave you know is bottomless. I sent the reply out into the dark and waited. The third night, the reply came. It didn't arrive like a signal. It arrived like a presence. Every monitor in the building turned black, then lit up with red static. Every screen displayed a single image for 0.4 seconds, not enough to consciously register, but enough to be felt. My ears filled with a pressure I've only experienced once before. During an altitude simulation gone wrong, blood vessels in my eyes burst. And the message? It didn't come through the radio. It came through the lights. The fluorescence pulsed in patterns. Morse code. I wrote it down. Fingers trembling, my teeth were vibrating in my skull. Stop listening. You are not alone. I collapsed. I must have blacked out because when I came to, it was 4:19 a.m. The lights were steady again. The equipment was fried. I had nosebleeds, ruptured eardrums, and bruises on my forearms shaped like fingers. I tried to tell the director the next morning. He told me I was working too many hours, needed rest, maybe a break. When I mentioned the signal, His face went dead flat, like I'd just said something forbidden. "Forget about it," he said. "It's just noise." But the system had logs, timestamps, frequency data. I pulled the records myself and found a folder I never created. Tucked into the archives, it was labeled, "Not meant for us." Inside were hundreds of audio files, all corrupted. Every file name a set of coordinates, dates, and strange strings like lucid.017 or ascend.fault.2312. Some went back decades. Most had never been reported. We've been picking up these broadcasts for years. They knew. They all knew. And we've been answering. I've been playing the files in headphones piece by piece. I don't know why. Maybe I want to understand. Maybe they want me to. But every time I listen, I see things in the reflection of the glass. Shapes. Faces. Last night, I took a photo of myself while playing one of the oldest clips. There's a third arm on my shoulder. I didn't go home after that. I stayed in the observatory. I slept in my office, if you can call it sleep. Most nights I just laid there, staring up at the ceiling panels, listening to the hum of dead air. Only it's not dead anymore. The signal doesn't need the dish now. It found a new medium. It uses the building, the static in the walls, the whir of the servers, the drone of the ventilation fans. I hear it in the buzz of the overhead lights. It rides everything, like a parasite that's infected the infrastructure. The worst part is, I understand it now. It doesn't speak in language anymore. It speaks in impulse, in instinct. It transmits emotion like radiation, raw, unfiltered, and what it's sending feels ancient, cold, observant. It's not curious, it's not trying to communicate, it's cataloging. I've stopped checking the time. Every clock in this place shows something different. Now, 0317, 9462, even symbols instead of numbers. Checked the window earlier and the stars were in the wrong places. There was a second moon, just there, like it had always been there, pale and pulsing. No one else seems to notice. The cleaning lady came in yesterday and asked if I was okay. I looked up to answer and her face was blurred, like looking at a corrupted video frame. My vision snapped back a second later and she looked normal again, smiling politely. But I swear her mouth didn't move when she spoke. The file folder is growing. It adds new recordings every time I blink. One audio file was nothing but breathing. Human at first, then wet, gurgling, like lungs learning how to form sound. I scrubbed through the waveform and noticed something strange. The waveform wasn't just sound. It formed a pattern like a map. When I traced it digitally, it pointed to somewhere in the Southern Ocean. I zoomed in, there's nothing there. Except there is. Because when I overlaid the coordinates onto the facility's blueprints, it matched the layout of the building I'm sitting in right now. The signal is mapping us. It's mirroring us. It's becoming us. 2 nights ago, I saw myself in the hallway. Not a reflection and not a dream. I was walking back to the control room and passed by one of the old lab wings, and I saw myself standing inside, staring into the equipment rack. My body, my hair, my ID badge. I stopped breathing. Then the other me turned its head, slowly, and smiled. Not at me, through me. I haven't gone down that hall since. Every night, I hear it now. Me, talking in another room, whispering the same messages I sent on day one. I deleted those recordings. I burned the drives, but I hear them in the ductwork. I hear my own voice last night say, "We are the transmission." I don't know how long I've been down here. There are no windows in the lower level, no clocks, no sunrise. The signal is loud now. Not in the air, not in the walls, but inside me. I feel it beneath my eyes, in my spine. It pulses with every heartbeat, and I can tell it's learning how to use me. I tried to leave, packed a bag, made it to the front gate, but the road was gone. In its place was blackness. Not night, not shadow, but absence. A hole in space where reality should be. So I came back, because where else would I go? Last night I found a new folder, not in the system this time, but on my desktop. It had my name on it. Inside, video files, hundreds of them. Each one me sitting at the console. Different dates, different clothes, different expressions. Some of them staring directly into the camera like they were waiting for me to look back. One video was time-stamped tomorrow. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to try one last thing. Set the array to overload. A signal burst strong enough to fry the hardware, maybe even rupture the disk. Maybe even rupture the dish. If I'm right, it might silence whatever this thing is, but I don't think it will, because I've started broadcasting without equipment. Sometimes I catch myself whispering in my sleep, the same 6 words. We were not calling for you. If you find this, don't trace the signal. Don't reply. Don't listen. Field report. Hartley Array, Site Echo. We arrived at 0600 local. The facility appears abandoned. Power systems non-functional. Several areas show signs of electrical burns and structural warping. The control room was locked from the inside. We breached it and found damage, scorch marks, equipment fused to the walls, a strong ozone odor still present. There's no sign of the technician assigned to this station, but one of the terminals was still warm, and a message was broadcasting on loop. We were not calling for you. We were not calling for you. We were not